Good morning, traders. It's Rick here. Um, I had some time this morning, so I wanted to kind of log in and kind of share with you my analysis for the day as I make my way around the markets. Um, I will be exposing a little bit more detail of the CTS system today um, as we start off the trading day. Um, I need to put up the disclaimer real quick, so let's get that out of the way, and then we'll get started. Okay. So, um, I'm sure you've heard of it by now, the IPDE process. And what that is it stands for identify, predict, decide, and execute. Okay. And I made up a little document here, and I took a picture of it. But basically, what it is I stands for identify, what makes the market or what the market is doing. Identify what the market is doing on a daily chart. Okay. And then the next step is predict where price is likely to go on the 4 hour, decide how to get involved in the trade on the 1 hour, and then execute the trade. Okay. Once the trade is executed, it is uh, important to let that trade play out, whether stop or target is hit. Okay. Now, I did. Let me see if I can bring this over here. Share my screen. Okay. So here on this little note, I have here entry reasons. My entry reasons are the double top and bottoms at structure level, advanced patterns, 2618, a higher high, higher close, and a lower 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 close. So as I make my way around the markets, that's what I'll be looking for as entry reasons. Okay. So I want to start off with the dollar yen because I have a potential trading opportunity setting up. Okay, so I kind of want to walk you through this real quick. Okay, so the first step is identify what the market is doing. Okay, now if we scrunch up the chart, we can see that you know, depending on how you're reading it, you got to move from swing low to swing high. You got the outside return. You got a higher high higher close in here. You get a small retracement. You kind of trading sideways before rallying up, pull back, rallying up. Okay, and just we continue to make higher highs, and then we come into some trouble. Okay, we break and close below here, kind of consolidate a little bit before falling down. Okay. Now, what I want to look at is what's happening most recently. Okay. So if we start right in here, okay, price rallies up, puts in a higher, higher, higher close here. We'll get an outside return before rallying up. Okay. Now you can count these if you wanted to. These little small moves, or you can skip them and just go from swing low to swing high. Doesn't matter. Okay. Let's see if I can zoom in here. Okay. Because if what I'm looking at is, once we get up to these highs, we put in a double top, and then we break lower, closing below this level here. Okay. We get an outside return. We break lower. Okay. Outside return. Break lower. Okay. Now we're in between this high here and these lows here. Okay. So we're moving towards the downside as of most recently. Okay. Um, Looks like there might be an advanced pattern there too right here. I'm not gonna measure it out, but this could be a bear cipher. Okay, I don't trade off the daily, but it might be. So we've identified that the market is bearish as of late. Okay. Then I want to predict where price is likely to go next. Let me delete these. Okay. So let me zoom in here. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and delete that too. But what I'm watching is price trickle down. Right. This is probably the cipher that I was looking at. We're putting a double bottom here. Right. So let's mark this area. Okay. Because this is going to be the lowest low. Okay. And then this area in here, as price rallies up, okay, we put in a double top. Okay. So this is going to be my next area that I'm going to look for. Okay. So, you know, we could do one or two things. We could rally up to retest these areas up in here, or we could fall and retest these lows down in here. Okay. So we've predicted where price is likely to go. Next. Okay. We could, let me put arrows in. We could rally up, then fall, or we could fall and then maybe put another double bottom and rally back up. Okay. Now it's time to drop down to the 60-minute. Okay. And this is where we would see if I can zoom this in. This is where we would decide how to get involved in the market and execute and manage the trade. And delete that. Okay. Now, what I'm looking for is, because this here was a double top on the 240. However, here on the 1 hour, we did get a higher high, higher close on this candle right here. Okay. So what I'm looking for is a retest of this area, somewhere in this area, this double top from the 4 hour. So I'm looking for somewhere in here, okay, to get short. Okay. Now I want to draw a fib retracement from the swing high up here to the swing low. Okay. And I want to decide what's the best way for me to get involved in the trade while limiting my risk. Okay. I'm just gonna delete this for now because we already did it on the 4 hour chart. Okay. Well, I know that my stop has to be above this high, and we're at 114.75. So 20 would be 95. I want to be above that by at least 5. So stop somewhere up in here maybe. Okay. Now target, you know, we've come down to this level right in here, and we've kind of, you know, traded sideways and kind of bounced out. Even though I'm looking to get bearish, I would want to take something off right in here. Okay. So we're at, let's raise this up a little bit. 113.68. Okay. And, oh, sorry, my footage is for some reason. Okay. So to make sure that we have a decent risk to reward, or for me anyways, I need to let price rally up a little bit higher. I think I'm right about 140.40 or 114.40 is where I'm at, I think. Yeah, because to target one, it's going to give me a little bit better than a 1-to-1. Okay, and then target two will be down here, 112.05. Okay, so I mean that's kind of what I'm looking at here on the dollar yen. Okay, now I said that I was going to go into more detail on the CTS, uh, the CTS scoring system, the CTS trading system. And what the CTS stands for is the Combined Technical Scoring System, and it's all about building a case for entry. Now, I didn't really go into that on this one because this here trade, I wanted to get this done before, if we had something come out and rally up. So, what I need to do is check the news real quick, find out what's going on in the news today. Let's see. And today's Wednesday the 8th. And I don't really care about anything except for the red news. Let's delete all this. Okay, so we got ADP, non-farm employment change at 8:15, which would be 7:15 my time. We got crude inventory at 10:30, which is 9:30, and the CNY I don't even pay attention to. So we got a little bit of news here at 7:15, so we're okay. Okay, so let's see where we're at. And kind of look at my trades that I got open already before I get started here. Okay, so I'm long pound Aussie. Let's see, Euro Yen hasn't hit target one yet. Let's see where I'm at here. Okay, so looks like I'm about to hit target one on Euro Yen. Yeah, I'm 3 pips away from target one. So I'm going to go ahead and roll my stop before I get sidetracked here. Let's see. 120.41. That's not where I got in at. Let's see. So I'm in at 120.13. So I need to move my stop to 120.18. 120.19 will go. When I roll my stops, I roll it +5. Just to make sure that, I count for the spread and I don't have a negative reaction to the, or I don't get a negative trade. So we're 4 pips away. Okay. Okay, so let's see. Now that we've got that out of the way, let's start with the euro dollar. Excuse me. Okay. So the first thing we need to do is we need to identify what the market is doing. Okay. And you can see it pretty clearly here. You know, we're putting a move lower, and we haven't violated this level nor these lows down here. Excuse me. So overall bias, bigger bias or longer term bias is going to be short. If I zoom in, one could look at this move here, okay, because this low is lower than this low, and it does close lower. So it just depends on how you're reading the chart. Okay. So overall bias is short. Let's look at the 240 to predict where price is likely to go next. Okay. This area right in here could cause trouble. Okay. And then we got the lows down here. Okay. Now remember, in the bigger scheme of things, you know, this here's the highs and this here's the lows. So, but this here could provide a shorter term trade. Because we're kind of just consolidating as of, I guess, right in here, because we haven't really broke below that. Okay, so now let's drop down to the 60-minute and decide how we can get involved in the trade. Okay, so now here's where the CTS system comes in hand. Okay, you have to have a set of criteria that you're looking for, and what this does is to help you be consistent in analyzing the markets. You know, that way you're doing it the same way each and every time. Okay. For example, I want to know if the RSI is overbought or oversold. Okay. I want to know if we're at a let's see, if we're at a structure level on trading time frame. Okay. Let me see if I can make this shorter. I'm gonna put SL for structure level. Structure level on trading time frame. Let's see if I can make this TF or TF for time frame. Just trying to make it shorter. Structure level on higher time frame. What's next? RSI. Okay. So, do we have ratio confirmation? Trade with the trend. Advance pattern completion. Let's see, 2x top or bottom. RSI divergence. And 2618. Okay. So now I have a set of different technical analysis or tools. Let's say I got a different set of tools that I'm going to go through and look to see if I can build me a scoring system. I mean, a high enough score to get involved in the trade. Okay. Now, for me, because I do trade advanced patterns, my minimum score to take a trade is 4. However, you can backtest, forward test, your own set of rules, and give it a point scoring, or point score based on how relevant it is to you. You may not care about the RSI being overbought or oversold. You may not care about double tops and double bottoms or whatever, but you can score it how based on what the importance is of each tool that you find. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to look to see if the RSI is overbought and oversold. It is not, so it gets a 0. Okay, are we at structure on the trading time frame? Okay, and this is where reading the price chart comes into play. Okay, because this is the high. Okay, this is the low. Is that the low? Let's see. Yeah, this will be the low. We'll get the outside return in here. We'll get a lower, lower, lower close. We'll get an outside return, right? And then we get another lower, lower, lower close. Okay. So on this trade, I would need to enter somewhere in here. Okay. Now this here is the bigger spot that I identified on the 4 hour. However, we're going to run into resistance right in here. We should run into some kind of resistance in here, so we could look for a trade opportunity in here. Okay, so are we at structure on the trading time frame? No. Let's put a 0 there. Okay, now this here is the structure on the 240 chart. So are we at structure level on the higher time frame? No. Do we have any kind of ratio confirmation? Okay, we're not going to have it right now. But if price rallies up, we have a 786 and an 886. The 786 comes right below that level, and then 886 comes right in the middle of it, looks like. Let me drag this over. Let's zoom in a little bit, make it easier to see, I think. Here we go. And move this back out of the way. Okay. Now, so we don't have any ratio confirmation. Okay. Is the trade with the trend? Okay. Which we're bearish on the higher time frame. This would be a bearish trade. So we can say yes, we are with the trend. Okay, and you can put a 1. If you prefer a 2, you can put a 2 there. But it's really going to depend on what's more important to you, and then the results of your back testing. Okay. Do we have an advanced pattern completion at this level? No, we do not. However, if we put in a move, something up here at least the 50%, retrace 50%, and then back up to the 886, we would have a back pattern completion in that zone. Okay. But we're not there yet. But something to keep in mind. Okay. So no advanced pattern completion. Do we have a double top or double bottom? No, we do not. Is the RSI over, do we have RSI divergence? No, we do not. And no, we do not have a 2618 trade. Now, let me draw a line in here. If this bar here, this big green candle, would not have closed above this one, then we could use a 2618 trade potentially to get involved in this trade a little bit higher, to get our stops above this high and look for a bigger move down. But we do not. So Now, if price rallies up into here, we could probably look to take advantage of this like we did, like I was showing you on the dollar yen trade, where it's more of a structure based trade than a 2618 trade, um, because it's higher high, higher close. So, so we don't have a double top or double bottom yet. We don't have RSI divergence, and we don't have a 2618 trade. Okay, so now all we have to do on this pair is wait to find out what price is going to do. Okay, and that's how you use the CTS scoring system. You know, you have a set of uh, technical analysis tools that you're gonna look for, and you're just building a case for entry. You know, when the stars align, you execute the trade. When they don't align, you wait. So let's go on to the next. Uh, Next, while that's loading, I'm gonna check my trades, make sure that one didn't, or see if it did hit. Okay, yes. So euro yen did hit target one. Update my. So plus 32 and a half. Okay. And now we just wait to see if it rallies up and hits target two. Aussie dollar's not really doing anything. We've got a nice little pin bar right there. So we'll see what happens. All right, I'm gonna take a 5-minute break and stretch my legs and go to the restroom real quick. Get something to drink. Be right back. Okay, sorry about that. I need to get up and stretch the legs. Let's see and get my get me a drink. All right, let's see. Let's not delete. I'll just move it out of the way. Okay, so let's go back. Okay, so now we're looking at pound dollar. What do we have on pound dollar? Let's see, I want to delete all this stuff. Start scratch. Okay. Zoom out. Identify what the market is doing. Swing low, high, swing low. Outside return. Lower, low, lower, close. And then we've kind of just traded sideways as of late. So the bigger move is going to be bearish. Zoom in. And what we can see, let me highlight that area real quick. So we got here and here. Okay. Excuse me. So, but you know, most recently we've got this move right here that I'm looking at. Okay, which puts me in the same direction of the bigger move. I'm just at a lower level. Okay, so I've identified that I want to get bearish, or the trend is bearish. Let's predict where price is likely to go next. Oh my goodness. I thought I deleted all this, but I guess it's going to kind of give it away. If you look here on the 240 chart, this here is the lowest level. Okay, and of course this here is the highest level. Okay, now we could come up into this level and find resistance of some kind. So, you know, where's price likely to go? We're likely to go down, continuing down here, testing these lows, or we could automatically turn around and on a dime and rally up. Okay, so that's where price is likely to go next. If you drop down to the 60-minute chart, okay, we're just slowly trickling down. Okay, now what you can do is you can go back to your combined technical scoring system. Okay, I think I forgot something a while ago when I did that. I didn't put the ABCD pattern. Okay, so let's raise this up and start over. Okay, RSI overbought or oversold. Okay, and it is oversold, so we're going to put 1 point. Okay, are we at a trading time frame structure level? No. Are we at a higher time frame structure level? No. Ratio confirmation? I don't believe so. Higher time frame trend? Yes. Well, not yet. Hang on. AB equals CD completion. I forgot to put that in there on another advanced pattern. Two X top or bottom, 20 or RSI divergence, and 2618. Okay. So do we have some kind of ratio confirmation? We could do a fib extension. Let's draw out the move here. Okay, we get somewhat of a double top here. Excuse me, we break lower outside return, break lower, outside return, break lower. Okay, so this last move, if we copy and paste it and then put it at the high, we would have A, B, C, and then D completion down here. I guess I was going too fast. There we go. Why'd that? I don't know why that changed like that. That was weird. And maybe I bumped it. I don't know. Okay, so we'd have a D completion down here maybe. So I need to add a question mark to that because we don't know. Okay. But we could take a fib extension from the swing high to swing low and back up. And it would that D completion would be in between the 1618 and the 1414. Okay, and we got the RSI oversold. Okay. So we don't have it yet, but we could. So we'll put zeros here. Okay. We are with the higher time frame trend if we get bearish, but we're not there yet because this here is setting up to be a bullish trade. Okay. We don't have an ABCD pattern completion, and we don't have an advanced pattern completion. We don't have a double top or bottom. We don't have RSI divergence, and we don't have a 2618 trade yet. Now, what we could do is, you know, as price plays along, we could go back in here and update our scores based on what price is showing us. Okay. Now I'm going to zoom back out and show you what I'm looking for here on the 240. Okay. What I'm looking for here is actually a bull bat pattern. And that's why these ratios are on here. And I don't want to delete those because this trade could complete today. Or first part of, you know, maybe the end of the week or first part of next week. But just depending on what volatility we get. So we got X to A to B, B to C, and then the CD completion down here at the 886. Okay, now the reason I'm not even going to say that. I'm just going to leave it like that. Okay, but this pattern here, if completes, would provide a little over a 500 pip reward, but it does have, you know, a higher risk level. I believe my stop would be a little over 100, like 101. But this is kind of what I'm waiting for here on the pound dollar. So if I do get involved in a trade to the short side on the hourly trade or hourly time frame, and this does complete, I will cancel it and do a stop and reverse. So that's the pound dollar. See if I can. I've been going almost an hour, so let's see if I can wrap this up. Let's see. I'm in a trade on the Aussie dollar. We went over to euro dollar. I'm in a trade in euro yen, pound yen. I was just stopped out this morning. I believe it was for +5 on the euro yen. So let's see. Make sure that's correct. Euro yen stopped out +5. Okay. While that's loading, I'm going to check my charts. So we're coming up into this resistance level here. Let's see if we can get through there and get up here. Pound Aussie. Resistance at that level there. My target's up here. Let's see, 61.77. So we've got two areas of congestion here that we got to get through to get to that second target, but we may not get there. And we got these wicks coming in now, but we'll have to wait and see. Oh, stealing my thunder. Okay, so there's a couple of advanced patterns we had on the pound setting up. So basically, with that being said, I mean the bigger picture. We put in a new structure high right here, which put us in consolidation, and that's why these patterns started forming, because we're in consolidation. So let's go ahead and drop down to the 240. Yeah. RSI is going over sold. So the next level that I can get involved in is down here, because I've already been stopped out of this trade here, because I got filled right in here. Price rallied up, put in a double top. No, hang on a second. Maybe I didn't get filled there. Let me look. No, I didn't get filled. I got filled in here. I'll drop a line. We can look at it on the daily, or on the 60-minute. This here is the next level that I'm looking for. Let's make it fatter. There we go. Or another trade setup altogether, but on the 240, I mean, I'm predicting price would come down here, test this level now, or come up here. Where's price likely to go? Maybe up here. Okay. Okay, yeah, I got filled right in here. That's what I did. Now, I've already been stopped out of this for +5, but let me show you why. Okay. Price is coming down, right? Okay, we put in a double bottom here, kind of, and we broke lower. We put in another double bottom, right? But this candle right here is where I rolled stops. Okay, because this, we got a wick here. Okay, then we get a wick and a little bit of a wick and a bearish candle here. Okay, putting in a newer lower low here. Okay, and then we get another wick, right? And I thought, okay, so we're seeing some pressure right here, and if we're going to reverse right here, then I don't want to take a bigger loss. Okay, now what I could do, as long as we don't violate these lows back here, I could look for a double bottom or something and get back involved. But then my targets would be different, my stop would be different. But see, when we're getting these wicks in again, so but with this right in here, I would expect that I'd be stopped out of this trade anyways. So I went ahead and just rolled my stop to +5, just in case it did rally. I must still be in it, and if it falls lower, then I'm out. Because now, if price rallies up, right, and then puts in a lower, lower, lower close, we're already bearish, right, in the most recent trend. So, we could very well take this out. Now, this is a bigger pattern. You probably call it a 4-hour pattern. So, I mean, it could hold. And if it does, maybe it'll give me another reason to get involved. Because if I get a double bottom, if it puts in something like this, that looks really good, and there's not a lot of wicks, and I take it, then my stop line has to go right below that, and then I can look for it to ride up. Okay, so, but if we do, let me delete this stuff. I don't want to delete all my charts, but if we go through our rules, or our technical analysis, our CT scoring system, what do you want to call it, RSI, overbought or oversold? No. Trading time frame structure? No. Higher time frame structure? No. We're in consolidation, but if I was looking for structure, I would want to, I'd be looking up at this area right here. Okay, because we've already broke below this level here, so this here would be the area. And then on the 240, on the higher time frame, your structure level. I don't know if I can get it back that far. Let's see. Okay, so yeah, you could say that you're at structure on the 240 on the higher time frame, because we're in that little area right there. So we could make that it's a higher time frame. So I'd probably want to put it at a 2. Let's see, higher time frame trend. We're in consolidation, but the bigger move was no, it wasn't consolidation, wasn't it? So we're gonna put 0. I guess I was thinking about another pair. So we got ratio, confirmation, AB equals CD, completion, advanced pattern, double bottoms, double tops, RSI divergence, and 2618. Okay. So let's delete this double bottom here and just look for this level. Let's delete this one. So this here would be our A point. This would be B. This one here would be C. And if we get down there, this here would be D. Okay. Which is just below that level. Okay. Do we have confirmation? 1414 right there. So that's really going to be it, because that level's going to be lower. 886 is going to be higher. We could do an inversion from here. So we've got a 1618 extension right above that. So we got a little bit of ratio confirmation down in there. We'll give it a 1. We don't have that completion yet. Now we don't have an advanced pattern completion here. We don't have a 2618 double bottom. So these other ones are going to be 0 for now. So on this one here, we've got a score of 3, which means there's no trade. Let's see, dollar CAD.